again, sorry for the technicals. Uh, where we left off at was this is more speak on the whole gang culture and how not to make that your whole life. Recognize the good things that they do.
Right. Right.
And
I mean, us old heads now. Like I said, we live by a different code today. And we understand we were a cancer in our city, and now we have to be the solution. But here's what people fail to realize. Even when we was out there in the streets, yes, there was criminal activity. It's not, but it was a brotherhood.
mhm.
And to be honest, 9 times out of 10, bro, we just at the crib chilling, playing Madden, going out to the bar, hanging out,
Too old for that
and now, yes, now I'm too old for that. But it wasn't like how people really think. It's not. A lot of times when a killing goes on, it's way more personal than just red and blue. It's something was involved drugs, and like I said, your closest homeboys. It's usually over jealousy, envy.
Generally, crime it has to do a lot with proximity. A
That
lot of
too.
people want to talk about, want to focus on, what's all this black on black crime? But crime is proximity.
Yeah.
Crime is perpetrated against people you live around.
Exactly.
9 times out of 10.
I mean,
And
you
and
can say black on black crime, but really it's just crime.
and here
You know what I'm saying?
and
White on white
especially in
crime,
Fort
I don't think that's
Wayne,
even a category.
it's Fort Wayne's not like Cali where you have to go 5 blocks to get to a Crip neighborhood, then go another 7 blocks to get to a Blood neighborhood. There's Vice Lords and GDs and back in the day CBTs, Nations, AMGs all lived on Anthony
Right.
and was cousins. Some of your there's a family that two of they brothers is GDs, one's a Vice Lord. You know what I mean?
Depending on what neighborhood they live in.
Proximity, and it just kind of it's just the
relationships
past
they had,
relationships they had.
Yeah.
It's not here in Fort Wayne. It's not like the California mentality where like, oh, you can't come in here, this street and this and that. It's not like that. It's just where you went to school at, who you grew up around, who you lived with, and that's it. And we were all brothers.
Who you were friends
Who
with.
you were friends with. Because, Harding, that was Nations and Vice Lords and CBTs. You went to Southside, that was GDs and AMGs. That's just, you go to Northbrook, there was all kind of shit up in there.
Right.
You had all different gangs up in there. So the culture is, sadly today, there's no more leadership. There's no more structure. It's just these young cats, really cliques, I would like to call them, instead of a gang. Cliques just out here wilding out, and the thing is when we used to say, oh, a child raising a child, well, those childs are now grown up,
Right.
and they've had no
with that same mentality.
you know what I mean, and so they've had no structure whatsoever, so they're just got the fuck it, and it's sad, and I even blame a little bit on, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the music. I mean, if you think about it, back in the day when we had Pac and we had Biggie, it was a hustle mentality. It was a fight mentality. It was a drug dealing mentality. Now these cats is just get high off Molly, and these kids is getting high off Molly. Black folks didn't get high off Molly back in the day.
No,
Black folks
that
didn't
was
do
white
that.
people
That
drugs.
was-
Black folks back in the day, we smoked weed, we
Smoke
drank.
weed, maybe your uncle.
Heroin.
Little
Black
heroin.
people drugs are weed, crack,
Coke,
and heroin.
Right.
That was it.
Those are black people drugs.
But now you have these young kids, 12, 13, 14, 15, doing this lean and
Adults.
tune.
I see some adults do that.
I do that too, but that shit fucks your brain up to where you just have no fucks at all. Where you will shoot up an ambulance.
These motherfuckers eating Tide Pods.
Eating-
Fuck these.
That's not drug related.
I know. I'm just
But-
saying.
but it's just
what
that-
kind of retarded
That speaks
motherfucker?
to, like,
It's
how smart
detergent.
they are.
It's detergent.
Like you ate a time. It clearly says on the package,
You
not
know.
for human consumption.
But the
one
gang
reads
the
the
gang
directions
culture is, and I'll speak for Fort Wayne, is no more. There is no gang culture. Back in the day, and y'all can attest, you used to go the McKinney and Anthony, that little apartment complex. You see niggas out there in nothing but red. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go to Eden Green, nothing but blue. Cats is just wearing whatever's wearing nowadays. The colors is
Yeah, but
done.
I always thought
Colors
that was,
is done.
I'm not like making fun of the culture. I just always figured like I don't have an extensive enough wardrobe to wear like one specific color. See, I'm an autumn.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like for real.
I mean, y'all know me. Back in the day, it was nothing but Georgetown and khakis.
Right. You know, back
You
then
know
it
what
was
I mean?
like if you got caught walking through the wrong hood,
Right.
with the wrong color on.
And y'all were blessed because if y'all remember back when Cyber Club was there in that pool room, if you wasn't GD, like
I mean, a lot of people used to get dusted off in that.
But that's what I'm
There you
saying.
go back there.
that's what if you
I'm
wasn't
not here for the
GD, you
shenanigans.
couldn't go back there.
Right.
I'm not here for the shenanigans.
You
I'm
know,
here
but
to
y'all,
kick
you
it.
know,
Yeah.
y'all knew the homies, y'all.
Right.
Y'all knew the homies
that has a lot to do with it too.
Right.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know,
Like,
and
we knew
and
them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's happening? You know what I'm saying?
exactly, but you knew what it was. Now this is the thug is wearing fucking skinny jeans and fucking pink tops. What the fuck?
Leotards.
What the shit?
I don't believe
They,
it.
they snapping the crotch.
Your gangster makes no sense.
And another thing that's fucking this generation up, dog, that I've just seen is fucking Facebook, bro. Facebook Live.
Oh my god.
These
Yeah, why
niggas
are
is
we
banging.
live streaming
These niggas
crime?
banging on Facebook Live, bro. That's just a mentality
I saw a
that
chick
these
doing
dumb
that.
fuck.
Yeah.
I saw a chick
Yeah.
on Facebook Live or some type of live. She videotaped herself
We ran in
busting out
silence.
the window at
Right.
another chick.
Yeah.
We ran in silence.
We ran in silence.
We ran in
Real
silence,
killers move in
man.
silence.
And that shit, you didn't fucking speak on that. It's just a whole different mindset
This
today.
new genre, everything is about attention. Everything is about attention. I want to be known. I
Right.
want to be seen, and they don't want to be. Back in the day, it was a thing to be known in your neighborhood. It
In
was
your
a thing to
neighborhood.
be known across town.
Right.
It was a thing to be known in your city, in your area.
Yeah.
Even 100 miles away. Cool. These guys want to be known internationally.
Yeah, that's
And it's
dumb.
like,
I mean, you've
is
walked to me once or twice, and even back in Cyber Club, we all walk in, Wild Side's in the building, you know, and everybody, oh, what's up, blah, blah, blah. You know, but we weren't out there fighting. And there was times where my OGs would check me because when I get drunk, I get stupid. And, you know, they're like, man, we here for some pussy, bro. Calm the fuck down.
right.
What the fuck what are you so angry for right now, bro? You know what I mean? You messing up the night, bro. You know?
Right.
Now, these motherfuckers just they go out specifically to fight. Like the fuck shit
Just
up,
stay
bro.
home, man.
So the gang culture, I think, especially in Fort Wayne, is no longer. It's just a bunch of crazy motherfuckers walking around that has no hope, no training, no nothing, and just they're destroying our city, bro. There was a few areas, 97, 2007, where we had killings, and those killings were because of retaliations. You know, you kill somebody. It seems like, and I hate it because I hate watching the little comments on Facebook. This is little Chicago. No, the fuck it's not. But motherfuckers is getting shot almost every day, at least every other day. You know what I mean? And that's just because motherfuckers are scared of these hands nowadays. They're scared of an ass whooping.
You know, I had an idea for that. My idea was, how about instead of having full-blown shootouts in the streets and somebody losing their life, if you got a grudge with somebody, why don't we just go down to the local bar, one that's big enough, set up a ring,
Right.
and have some like amateur boxing going on,
And
or
I'm
amateur
cool with
MMA
that.
or something.
Or, because we've all been there, set up a paintball park.
Man.
Yeah,
Because I know
I don't
you.
think we should give them guns.
But they're not gonna. But listen, they're not gonna die.
It's non-lethal.
It's not. They're
That's
not gonna
fine.
die,
That's
and
fine.
and the shit hurts. We know.
Well,
'Cause
paintball hurt like a
I know
motherfucker.
how bad it hurts.
you were so mad at us that day, bro.
You got shot
I'm
in the
never,
eye and
I'm
the
never
nuts.
fucking going. But you got shot in his nuts.
I got
I
no.
thought you got shot in the eye and the nuts.
I got shot in the face.
Yeah.
Oh.
That did not hurt worse than getting shot in my hand. See, with the
Oh,
face,
because it was cold
I was
that
wearing a
day too.
mask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when I got shot in the hand, there was no cushion.
see-
It was just all bone.
He was like, "Come out, motherfuckers! Goddamn!"
Shit
But see, that might teach him. That's not even a real bullet.
That's not even a
but
real
that
bullet.
shit hurts.
That-
Just think what a real bullet would do to your ass.
I mean,
It's a
I think that's
paintball
just like a
hurt
step
like
to
that.
take, like having like setting up like an amateur fight between two people who have a real grudge against each other is a better
announce it on
alternative
Facebook.
than shooting it out on the street.
Announce it on Facebook. You got beef with somebody, come whip their ass in at the ring.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
If you could call them out,
yeah,
we'll contact them. Hey, such and such has a problem with you.
Yep.
Would you be willing to fight it out in the ring? Just
and then shake up afterwards.
Amateurs, you have to sign a waiver. And at the end of the day, we shake hands and we, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The winner's the winner.
Even then, it's going to be some big burly bastard walking around talking about, I got a beef with this nigga. That nigga weighs 125 pounds.
Right.
You
don't have a beef with him.
Listen, but you don't have to fight that guy, though. At the same time, if the big guy is picking on the little guy, and then the little guy's like, I'm not going to fight him because he'll whoop my ass. But the alternative is what? I'm a shooter.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good idea, man. I actually know some people in the MMA business.
I mean, that would just, I
might look into it.
We all know men are aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's who we are.
Yeah.
You know, we're supposed to be aggressive. No matter how much people want to talk about toxic masculinity, no, that's not toxic. It's just regular.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing toxic about it.
Right.
Men are aggressive.
Yeah.
Some more than others.
Yeah.
And then without an outlet for it, which that's what it seems like, you know, society is trying to do is take away the outlet for you know, for just natural, you know, aggression or whatever. You know, people are going to move towards just, you know, outright murder
and shit.
Yeah. You know, people need a way to get that off their chest. The same thing that's happening with just regular male competition and aggression is the same thing that's going to start happening now with sex. Where, well, what I'm saying is the Me Too movement.
Okay.
Has made it almost to the point where dudes are afraid to approach a woman. Not in all cases. Like if you're at a bar, it's fair game, but you know, people getting falsely accused and all this other stuff. Some people gonna start playing this shit with kid gloves to the point where, you know, it's gonna be like F women all together. I'm just gonna get a pocket attachment.
So are you saying, like, even in relationship wise, are you saying men are scared to be the dominant or the powerful one?
What I'm saying is,
in a relationship,
in a society where it's perfectly reasonable for you to date a woman, right? And then the relationship doesn't work out,
right?
Y'all break up,
gotcha. And
then like a few months later, you sitting in the courthouse because she claimed you raped her. That's a problem.
Yeah,
if a woman is raped, you have to say something about it right away. I'm getting a little off subject, but my point is,
you're fine. Keep going.
My point is, we have to allow men to be men, and we have to let women be women, and we need each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this all the power leaning towards femininity is not natural.
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
I agree with you on that. 100%.
And I think what has happened with street culture and the creation of like gangs in certain neighborhoods, because like we said before, most gangs originate out of necessity. People tired of getting their ass whooped in the streets.
Correct.
So the guys band together and say, look, we're going to look out for our neighborhood, and we're not going to let the cops come in here and just whoop our asses for no reason. That's how they started. And then because of poverty, they turn into something else.
Exactly.
Which could be viewed as negative.
Right. And that goes from, I believe, the government's plan. Is because, and who brought it in the crack?
That's
the
fine.
government.
I mean, I can. That's one avenue. I'll say this though: when you know better, you're supposed to do better.
True.
If you know that, then don't engage.
True.
You know, I've known people who moved big weight, and it would be nothing for me to be like, "Oh man, put me on."
Right.
And then live that life.
Yeah.
But I know where that goes.
Yeah.
I know eventually. I know from, if you look at it as a system, like the dope game.
Right.
Those people, like, you know, there's many steps where, you know, somebody makes the drugs.
Yeah.
Then someone has to bring those drugs here.
Right.
And then someone has to distribute those drugs to dealers. And then those dealers then distribute those drugs to the people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the basics of it. But
Yeah, that's how it goes.
There's some steps in there where, you know, those guys who sell drugs on the street, the ones that are populating prisons and whatnot, those people are sitting in jail for selling a drug, and they have no knowledge or no ways of bringing those drugs into the country. Right. But you never hear about all you hear about is the cartel. Yep. And then the dealers.
The dealer.
There's a middleman here.
Somewhere here.
Yeah. That never gets talked about. Yeah. Well, it does now, but that middleman, you know, he's the same person who's going to turn around and lock you up.
Yeah. Exactly.
They already know who you are.
Exactly.
Hold on. These new age drugs are not being flown in and brought here and shipped in. A lot of these new age drugs these kids are doing these days are produced right here at home in the bathtub.
Okay, so
the dealer is also the manufacturer,
and we're gonna get into what you want to talk about, but I'm gonna end a note on this. So, as you guys know, I'm a big advocate for people with addiction in this. Guess who the biggest drug dealer in your city is?
Pharmaceutical sales company.
Nope. The dentist.
Okay.
The dentist is the most overprescribing doctor in majority of the cities. Because think about it. If any little thing that you do in your mouth, they're giving you fucking pain pills for it. And they're overprescribing. It's been known and it's been seen. And that's where they're starting to crack down on dentists. But fentanyl is what's killing our people today.
They're like synthetic heroin or something.
It's a painkiller, but it's actually no, it's a horse tranquilizer.
Oh, nice.
Is what it is. But like a grain of salt can make you overdose. And
fentanyl?
A fentanyl.
Okay.
And that's not even fentanyl, which is like the fucking daddy. We don't have that here yet, thank God. Damn. But fentanyl is the one that they're mixing it in the meth, they're mixing it in the coke, and they're mixing it. So they're thinking they're just getting regular methamphetamine.
You're getting that souped up
and
shit.
You're getting that
super
shit you ain't coming back from. Man. Like it's ridiculous, bro. They just seized like so many pounds of fentanyl, and the shit is. So did you guys hear about? And this was a few months back, where the police officers had to go to the emergency room. There was 12 police officers or corrections officers that had to go to look it up on Google. What happened was the inmates got a hold of some fentanyl and somehow they have tablets now in prison or in the county, did something with the battery. The smoke went into the ventilation and it got into the correction officer's lungs.
But you see, that's
and they had to use Narcan on some of the fucking officers.
But doesn't that just go to show that that just goes to show that people aren't as dumb
exactly
as they would like society to
right
believe they
yes no
so they're smart enough to do that.
Listen, some of the guys that are at my sober living home are some of the smartest motherfuckers you would ever fucking see. The other day I'm sitting there on my computer, I'm trying to figure, someone comes over, there you go. I'm like, what the fuck? Why don't the fuck you use that shit, bro? You know what I mean? But it's crazy, man.
I had a motherfucker. I've seen addiction is a real thing. I had a guy who came into my office one time. I had a lady I was trying to help get a government assistance and get her involved in this program. I could not understand her. My Spanish is shit. I speak just enough Spanish not to get myself killed. And she spoke only Spanish. The guy was my next appointment. He was early, and he heard me. I'm like, habla, and like every third word I could speak Spanish. And I guess he got frustrated. He came in, he was like, and he said, okay, gracias. And she knew exactly what to do. And I said, what the fuck? I said, you speak fluent Spanish? He's like, yeah, I'm half Puerto Rican. I said, you fucking dick.
I had to learn a little Spanish just out of necessity.
I got tired of not knowing. I need to learn Spanish. I need to learn Spanish because people think I'm fucking Mexican.
Yeah, probably. But anyway.
Aren't you like partially?
Spanish from Spain. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. Anyway, I'm trying to tell this guy, I was like, dude, I got a a posting right here. I can get you a job as an interpreter.
Right.
As a contractor, you'll clear about 80 grand a year.
Yeah.
You won't have insurance, but you'll clear 80 grand a year. You can buy your own insurance. He said, man, I'm an alcoholic, man. I can't do nothing with that shit. I said, you speak fluent, perfect Spanish. I can get you a job where you just work at the courts.
Exactly.
All you have to do is read and write Spanish. I was like, 80 grand a year. He's like, nah, man, just hook me up with my food stamps and stuff. I was like,
I think that speaks to more people being like what you were saying and what you're saying now. It's more to people being lazy.
He knew it wasn't a lazy. He knew his limitation. He knew that his alcohol dependency would interfere with his ability to work. Yeah. He knew if I get this job, I'll be cool for about a day, maybe 2, and then I'm gonna come in drunk.
When I lived in Bloomington, I was working at McDonald's, and I was offered an assistant manager position. You know, and I was like, all right, cool. I was like, when do I come in? And they're like, the classes are at night.
I drink at
night. I'm gonna pass on that.
Wow.
I'm cool.
That's
and because I knew I was going to fucking drink. Mm-hmm. And I know I was going to show up drunk and get fired probably from the whole thing.
It was over.
Exactly. But but when that disease is in your head, that's all you think about, and you know that, and you just motherfuckers just like I'm finna drink, and that's how I was. I was like, nah, I'm cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real, man.
Wow,
it's real. I guess we can shift gears now,
sugar
man.
Yeah.
Like that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, people are addicted to sugar.
Yeah, sugar is the most addictive thing.
Aren't you diabetic?
Yeah, how do you think?
Why you think how we got diabetic?
I mean, just putting my shit out there.
No, I'm
nigga. What the fuck? Yeah. Anyway,
switching gears
sugar is addictive. I'm just saying.
Yeah, coffee.
Like I can see how somebody.
That's caffeine.
Well, caffeine.
Addicted to caffeine, sugar. I think sugar.
I wasn't saying like it's improbable. I was simply saying from your position, is that really the best addiction?
But is doing fucking heroin the best thing for somebody?
It's not the best addiction, motherfucker. You can be addicted to stuff that's not harmful to you. Being addicted to sugar when you're diabetic is
how is that?
The addiction to sugar was probably for example, somebody who became
addicted to what?
Okay, take for example, somebody who's addicted to a healthy lifestyle. Somebody who's addicted to eating right and working out.
Okay.
I've seen the gym bros. And
now, let's say that addiction affects their family. That addiction affects everything around them besides that healthy addiction. Is that still a healthy addiction?
Nothing is healthy when it takes.
Okay,
when it
so let's say the man's
addiction is negative.
Is negative, whatever. There's no such thing as a healthy addiction. So let's say the person's married. And all they want to fucking do is go to the gym. They want to do this, and this. And all they do is pay attention to this one thing because an addiction, that's all you do. It's a mental craving for whatever it is. So you're affecting everything else around you. And so therefore, that's not healthy.
But it's a little, in my opinion, I like that, by the way. Fuck you. When you get mature, you ain't shit.
I'm saying
it's a little more manageable than, let's say, a heroin addiction. I rather have somebody who's I got to get my abs together, as opposed to somebody who's like, I got to get this tie off this. Yeah, to me that makes more sense. It's a healthier lifestyle.
I get what
you can become a personal trainer and just be like, fuck it.
But also you could hurt your body. You can people can
everything in moderation. You can hurt your body doing heroin.
But if you're in an addiction, you're not doing it in moderation.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
No, it's an addiction,
bro. It's an addiction, but it's in moderation. I know, because I know people who do heroin or who did coke for years and nobody ever knew. I worked with a guy who's like,
that doesn't make it not an addiction.
He said he smoked crack for 20 years.
That doesn't make it an addiction because you don't.
I didn't say it was less of an addiction. Stay with me.
No. What you said is
in moderation.
Okay, so
even in moderation. Motherfucker, the guy I worked with literally smoked crack for years,
right?
But still functions, still maintain, still maintain a healthy household, still took care of his family.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Everything in moderation. That's what I'm saying. Same thing with working out.
That doesn't change the fact that it's an addiction.
And it doesn't change.
I didn't say it did. I said in moderation.
but
isn't it
is
acceptable
bad.
though?
Addiction is bad.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
Addiction is bad.
It is. It really is. I know.
I'm saying.
I've been
Yeah.
there.
Y'all not gonna treat me like I'm a crazy motherfucker.
I didn't say you were crazy.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think you're trying to rationalize addiction, and is it not?
I'm not rationalizing addiction. I'm saying there's some things that are healthy, or not healthy, but some things that are in moderation are okay addictions.
That's not an addiction.
Suck a dick. You just said working out is an addiction.
No,
okay,
he
fine.
said working out can be an addiction if you do it. If that's all.
If you overdo it.
Yeah.
But if it's done in moderation, like I said,
if it's done in moderation, then it's not an addiction.
It's not an addiction.
Oh my!
Because it's in moderation.
I wouldn't say somebody who
if I could moderately drink, I wouldn't have an addiction.
Right.
But guess what? I can't moderately drink.
So he does it now.
So I don't do it.
He had an addiction.
Right.
And now he does not.
Passages of Malibu, bitch.
Right.
Look at ass.
How about y'all suck my dick? How about that?
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Addiction is that's what it is.
It can never be in moderation.
Okay, that makes sense. I get what y'all saying.
It can never be in moderation.
You're actually right. Okay. Now, y'all can suck my dick though. Now, shifting gears.
I'm gonna shift gears.
Let's go to something else now.
The second part of this discussion, I wanted to talk about the power dynamic in a relationship. Men and women, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. I have theories that I come up with, and there's things that flow through my head, and I don't. That's why this show is good for me. It's important for me because it's therapy. Mm-hmm. It gives me an outlet. It gives me an opportunity to share it with people because I'm like, I don't. Sometimes I think am I the only one that thinks this crazy shit?
Yeah, well.
And I wonder, Justin's. You've been married how long now?
Fuck you.
Damn,
coming up on.
This ain't an SAT question, Rob.
4 years.
Coming up on 4 years. Okay, so I wanted you here primarily. Because I wanted to ask, well, both from
and
gang
I'm
culture
one of the only
and
gang members that you know now.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Former gang members.
Yeah, that kind of helps. So I'm like, in a relationship, in a marriage, in a relationship, whatever the case may be, who has the power? And before you answer, before either one of you answer, and this is my theory. This is purely my assessment. Is that? And this is going to sound, I'm a misogynist, so fuck you. I don't care. I accept you. Fuck you.
We know.
But I accept it. I say, the power is the ball's in your court. But here's why I say that, and I'll give you guys an opportunity to rebut, but I want to go on a little bit of a rant. Because I'm like, it's a very simple philosophy. Can she kick your ass? If the answer is no, then hold on, wait. Let me finish my rant before you interrupt me.
This isn't.
Let me finish. Let me finish my rant. Here's why I say this: because what's the worst she can do? She can hit you with the silent treatment. And women think, oh, the silent treatment works.
Do you watch the news,
nigga?
She
can stab you in your
Shut up. I'm gonna get to that if y'all let me finish.
You watch the news.
I'm gonna rebut that if you give me a chance. The silent treatment for a guy is honestly just a vacation from her mouth. If she let's say I'll jump to your topic now. Let's say she stabs you in your sleep. I used to have a thing I would say to my ex. I would say, you can't scare me with death or divorce because either way I'm free. If you kill me, I'm gone. I get to go to heaven. No worries, no harm, no foul. I'm in heaven. No more bills. If you leave me, I'm free. I can do whatever I want to do. I still ain't got to hear your mouth. So either way, I'm free. I win. I don't see. You just got to be not afraid to die. I mean, but. There's no loss. You cannot take a loss. She can't kick your ass. She can't really harm you. What's the worst she could do? I'll take half your shit. I'll get more shit. I don't see where the struggle lies.
And
first, I just want to interject.
Y'all jumping at the bit to jump in.
No. I just wanted to interject this one point to your question. Is the person who has the money is the one who has the power. I mean, that could be male or female.
No.
Yeah. yeah, it is.
This is where I look at it. This is how I feel, and I think this is why divorce is rampant. Is because we forget about love.
Oh my God, you fucking Hallmark card. Go ahead.
I don't give a fuck. If you love somebody, okay, they do have power over you, and you have power over them. So because they're holding that emotion, that connection with you. Okay, me and my wife, we've had struggles. You guys know this. I've talked about this with you guys, and one of those things is that I did. It's not that I didn't. I love my wife. I just wasn't open with her. I just wasn't. I was bottling everything in, and I had a fear of, if I tell my wife these things that I'm going through or that I'm thinking, that she would leave me because I love her, but I have certain needs or whatever you want to say. And so when I presented that to her, surprisingly, she felt the same way, and we talked it out. And you have to not give up, because if you truly love somebody, you know, you don't want that person, you don't want to have power over that person. You want that person to be there. Listen, you want that person to be there because they love you and you love them. Now, with that being said, there's roles in a relationship, and each role has a piece of power to it. I feel, and I'm the type, and people think I'm a misogynist too. I'm the type, I don't do dishes. I don't do laundry. I don't do those things. I protect my house. Me and my wife, she makes more money than me, but I provide, the home, and I provide these things, and together we try to raise the kids, and together we try to, be one unit. But yes, if my wife comes to me and starts cussing me out, we got a fucking issue.
Why?
We got an issue.
Because you're the man of your house, right?
Because I'm the man of the house.
Because she can't kick your ass, right?
That has nothing to do with it. It's about a respect thing.
I mean, that's probably true, but
it's true.
I mean, that's not gonna be your go-to every time y'all get into an argument. Is I'll beat your ass.
Right.
I didn't say beat your
ass. And if you're beating your woman's ass, and there's a real problem, and she need to fucking leave, immediately.
Okay. Y'all just perverted everything I said. Let me clarify. I'm going to clarify this.
Okay.
By power, I'll give you a second. By power, I don't mean dominance. I just mean an absence of fear. When you have an absence of fear, you have power. When I say power, I mean those guys, and I've heard guys say it's like, oh God, I gotta go home and hear him out there. My wife's.
Wait, hold on. Let me clarify something. You said with the absence of fear, you have power.
Yes.
Okay. You mean without fear, you have power?
Yes. I'm going to clarify if you give me a second.
With fear of another person.
With the absence of fear, you have power. When you're no longer afraid, you take control. And I don't mean dominance. I don't mean like I rule this house with an iron fist. I'm sorry. I just mean like you don't have a underlying fear of retaliation or what's going to come. You're not walking around the house on eggshells like, oh, what kind of mood is she in today? When you wake up and you say, I don't give a fuck about her mood today. That's when you have true freedom. That's when you have true power, because you don't give a
fear on behalf of the man.
Thank you.
Oh, I got you.
Maybe I should clarify that.
Yeah, that's what I was to me with.
No, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. If you stay with me, when you don't fear the silent treatment, when you don't fear hearing her mouth about something you did or didn't do, when you don't go home or tell your friends, oh, I gotta go, I don't know if I gotta ask permission, or not ask permission, that's wrong. When you say, I don't want to hear her mouth because my wife's gonna kill me, fuck all that. Man, toss that shit out the window. Now you have power. And I'm not. You
have the wrong relationship.
No, you don't. Because she will respect you more when she knows you don't give a fuck. And her ball busting doesn't control you. It doesn't run you. You'll get more respect from her when you let her know, I don't give a shit if you mad. Because then, take for example, your wife hit you with the silent treatment. I have a very simple rule. I would say
that never happens. But.
Exactly, but you can. You're welcome. It probably if you did, right? It'd be like, hey, a little silent treatment. But let's say If I ask you one time, what's wrong, and you tell me everything's fine, I'm going to assume everything's fine.
Yeah.
And when you're ready to talk like an adult, come find me. But I'm not going to follow you around the house. What's wrong? What's wrong? Tell me what's wrong.
I get that.
Fuck all that.
I get that.
I don't think anybody.
Fuck all that.
No.
But a lot of women do because they know that's what you're going to respond with. They know that every 5 minutes you're going to come in and check on her and say, okay, what's wrong? Tell me what I did is wrong. Tell me what your problem is.
No, I don't.
When you learn to just go in the other room and be like, oh, motherfucker said she fine. So fuck it. When she ready to talk, she come in and talk. I've actually heard people say, oh, okay. They want me to hit them with the silent treatment.
I
forget she's in there.
Slightly agree with that.
You should wholeheartedly agree.
Slightly agree because I mean there has been times where I could tell something's wrong with or with her, and I'm like, what's going on? What's wrong? And it's the nothing. All right, well then there's nothing wrong. But what I've come to learn too is that that's unhealthy. For me, power and I don't know, man. I think it's more about respect than anything.
Respect comes from establishing roles and power. Respect comes from. Okay, let me ask you this. You see those cucked beta male dudes who are, whatever you say, honey, whatever you want, and they never mistreat their women, they never say a harsh word, they never raise their voice, they never get out of line. Do you think their old ladies respect them? No. Or do they look at them like you a bitch and I run
I know for a fact they don't.
Exactly. Or do you look at them, or do they look at them like I run this motherfucker? Now, when you come home and she starts bitching and complaining, you say, shut the fuck up, I just walked through the door. And she goes and sits her ass on the couch. She got an attitude, but she knows this motherfucker just put me in my place. I've heard your sister say, I need a dude who can check me. I need a dude who can control me.
I mean, you can do that, but you can do that without being disrespectful.
You don't have to be disrespectful. You just have to establish
coming in and saying "shut the fuck up." No, is a little disrespectful.
That's a trivial example I was using, but I'm saying when you establish, motherfucker, I'm not always PC. But I'm saying when you establish dominance and say, hey, I just don't want to hear that right now. I talk to you. Shut the fuck up is usually way more effective and quicker and efficient. But I'm simply saying when you say, I don't want to hear that right now, I'll holler at you in 15 minutes.
There you go. Yes.
Let me get my shoe off. Let me get my foot in the door. Let me get a piece of chicken like Chris Rock said. Shut the fuck up. It usually just cuts out the middleman, but I'm saying there's way more effective ways to communicate. And then I agree with
that. Like if I'm coming home and I, whatever was at the office, whatever, and, why wasn't this done? I said, listen, sweetie, give me 2 seconds. Come to the door, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get a drink, blah, blah. Then we'll discuss it. Mm-hmm. But I think that's the approachable way. You just threw me off when I would never come in and be like, shut the fuck up. Go sit in the fucking chair.
That's an extreme.
That's what I say to my dog. Shut the fuck up and get in your cage.
That's the high end of the spectrum. When it's gotten there, you're on the verge of domestic violence by the time it's gotten there. When you walk through the door, I'm about to blow your mind real quick. I'm about to blow your mind real quick. Because as me personally, my own beliefs, whatever, I'm a follower of Christ. I don't like to say the word Christian. I'm not a religious person. I'm spiritual. We keep blaming Eve for the fuck up even in the Garden of Eden when it was really Adam's fucking fault. Because as the man, he should have been like, look, woman, God said we ain't supposed to have this whatever fruit. We ain't going to eat this fruit. And that's supposed to be. So when it comes to power, I get what you're saying. See, I'm supposed to be the leader of my house. And so if my wife's out there doing some fucked up shit, it's my responsibility to have that power and be like, look, you can't be out here tricking, or you can't be out here robbing banks. That's not how this family rolls. In that case, yes, a man should have power over his family because he is the one, and God has given us that command to be the protector of the family. Okay. And so yes, great. That there should be power in that, because Adam should have fucking slapped that shit out of her hand
put her in check, I guess, if you want.
Saying Adam got cucked.
Adam got cooked.
Now, is the sound quality good? I want to make sure it's okay.
You don't know until it's over, bro.
All right, good. I hope this comes
I'm
through.
not gonna keep.
I just want to make sure this comes through. I just want to make sure that this comes through crystal clear and pristine, and I want to make sure everybody hears.
And they can turn it.
First, you cuck piece of shit. You blame Adam for this bitch creeping off.
Actually, it is Adam's fault.
Fuck that. Here's why.
No.
No. You gotta let me explain. You gotta let me explain.
There's nothing to explain.
Yes, it is because
there's not.
Adam was on this side.
Yeah, but God put Adam in charge.
That fucking whore walked off into another department. Nigga,
from a religious standpoint, the original sin did not happen until Adam took a bite of the apple because Adam was left in charge by God.
Thank you.
Here's the problem.
Thank you.
Now,
okay, you got kids.
Now,
you got
Eve
kids.
went and talked to the serpent and got the apple because she was weak. Yes. But it was Adam's job to put her back.
Make her strong.
To make her, to put her in check. Now, that dynamic does not really exist anymore.
Here's the problem with that, and I'll explain why.
But that was Adam's fault.
When you're a parent, it's not wrong.
No, it is right.
I'm gonna rebut. You gotta give me a chance to rebut.
I'm telling you, there's nowhere.
You got kids.
Yeah.
Okay, you know about kids. When your kids are out of your line of sight, what they do, you really can't say, well, shit, I failed as a parent or I'm the bad guy. If your kid, you sit here and you can lecture your kid all day long and say, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, do right, don't embarrass me out in the community. And then they can walk out that front fucking door and go break the neighbor's window. That doesn't fall on you. That falls on this little motherfucker.
Even though
because it's your homeowner's insurance has to pay for it.
Okay, but
because it's your responsibility.
But if I go in the bathroom and take a piss, the kid goes outside and breaks a window. Yeah, okay, I'm responsible. I have to pay for that window. But at the same time, it doesn't reflect directly on me because I lectured this little motherfucker for an hour straight. I went to go take a piss. He took his retarded ass outside and broke a window.
I'm listening to all the ways you're describing your metaphorical child, and it's no wonder he doesn't listen to you.
That nigga don't exist. So fuck off.
I just want to. I mean, if you talk to him like that,
I get what you're saying.
I get where you're coming from. I'm talking about within the confines of the Bible. Because, that's where...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part, too.
Within the confines of the Bible, it doesn't matter.
In the confines of the Bible, let's take this back to it. It was his job to make her strong. And just let me finish before
it was his job to protect her.
Yeah.
From herself?
Yes.
Yes.
Man, fuck that bitch.
Yes. Even from herself.
Okay.
That's supposed to be the dynamic of male-female relationships now.
Yeah.
Is even if you have to put your foot down and protect her from her own bad decisions, the problem is now you can't do that.
Right. So wait a minute, it's a man's job to protect a woman from herself.
If need be, yeah.
So you're saying, and you agree too, right? Yeah. So it's your job to protect your
wife.
It's your job to protect this woman from herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So women are children.
What the fuck?
So women are responsible for themselves, is what you're telling me.
Well,
just like a child is not responsible for himself. Women are children.
That's what y'all tell me. He referred to the Bible.
I should drop this mic.
No. Listen,
it is a mic. It's right here.
If he is referring to the Bible, I'm talking about within the confines of that scripture. In that time, time and place, God put Adam in charge. Dude, listen, we had this conversation. You know as well as I do that and this is a huge rift in what relationships are nowadays, is they expect you as a man to be responsible without authority.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You have no authority.
So women are children.
I mean, you call it what you want to call it.
I'm just saying this.
Okay, what you want.
You're saying women are not responsible for themselves, is what you're saying.
Listen, if you married, right, and your wife comes to you and says, hey, there's this guy down the street and he wants to sell me these magical beans for $100,000. They're magical beans. We can make double our money back if I buy these magical beans. It's your job to tell her, look, that's stupid.
They're not magical fucking beans.
And them beans ain't magical. That's what I mean when I say you're supposed to protect her from herself. Now, not all, I'm not saying women are stupid. I mean, you could equate them to children if you want. I mean, I think more so if
I don't have to do that.
Present yourself, if you present yourself the right way,
here's the thing. I don't have to do that with my wife because
you don't have to do all that.
She knows what to do and what not to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
But you're still responsible for her, though. But, protect her from herself. She does have a moment of weakness.
Listen, and this is if you want to look at it as a childish thing, you can do that. When a father walks his daughter down that aisle when you're getting married
and hands her off
to you, you are now. It's saying you are now
responsible,
taking responsibility for my daughter.
Right.
The same way a parent takes responsibility for a child.
Bro, I mean, you can call them a child.
I'm just saying. At the end of the day, I'm just saying. If you're going to force them to be responsible, then you have to admit that they're children.
No,
that they're equivalent of children. They're not responsible for themselves.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, it's fine. Don't say it then.
I'm not saying that.
But going back, I gotta backtrack just a little bit to the Adam and Eve situation.
I would say that some women are childish.
Of course, that's a given.
Oh, just 2 seconds. I'm gonna go way, way back. And we were talking about earlier with the Nipsey thing about people being close. The first murderers was brothers. Always people close to you.
There you go. Prime example. See how this shit ties in? It always ties in. It goes left
people
a little, but it always
ties
in.
Yeah, well, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, now going back to Cain and Abel, or not, fuck.
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve. You're telling me that this man was on this side of the garden. This is the garden is not the shit in your backyard. The garden looks like the fucking botanical gardens or something.
Gotcha.
He's on one side under a tree taking a nap. She's on the other side eating an apple, getting seduced by a snake, all that good stuff. She decides to eat the apple and then bring said apple back to him and say, "Here, take a bite of this." Mm-hmm. How was he to know, one, where that apple came from?
Dude, you're leaving out a step. They discussed it.
They talked about it.
Yeah. Talked about what?
They talked about the apple, where it came from. Before he ate the apple,
she
told a whole conversation.
She said, "I got this apple from a fucking snake."
Listen, she goes and gets the apple, okay? She brings it to Adam and says, "Look, I took a bite of the apple. Nothing happened. God was wrong. We can eat of this tree." And Adam was like, "Nah, we can't do that shit." But he was then seduced by his woman and he ate the apple. That's when God showed up, because original sin didn't take place when Eve ate the apple. It was when Adam, because Adam was in charge. He was in charge. God left him there to watch over that garden. He created Eve from Adam for companionship. Right. So don't just be like he didn't know what the apple was. He knew what it was. He just ate it anyway.
He knew what it was.
So what you're telling me? I just want to clarify.
I mean, but basically, the moral of that story is keep your pimp hand strong.
I just want to clarify. That's a good metaphor.
That's the moral of that story.
So to be honest, 100%, if you're asking who has the power in the dynamic of a relationship, it is the man.
Okay. Now,
I mean, it was. I'll say that.
Not anymore. Not in this day.
Not anymore.
Now with Me Too now, because Me Too, you're the biggest victim
I'm
now
not even
as a man.
I'm talking about before Me Too. I'm talking about before all that.
That's not fair to say though.
What? The Me Too is a problem?
That's not fair to say, because here's the thing, and as an African American, you should understand this. Back in the 50s and 60s, we didn't fucking speak up, because there would be fucking retaliations, right? We are not. We are not that today, right? Same with back in the 70s, 80s. If a woman would speak up, there would be retaliations. So now,
it was like the 20s, dude. Before they even got the right to vote.
Was, bro.
70s, a retaliation for a woman? I wouldn't say.
I wouldn't lie, but listen.
I wouldn't say 70s, 80s, there was retaliation.
It was right around the time of them ushering in welfare and
60s,
and basically the right to vote, which was what, the 20s.
The 1920, they got the right to vote. They got welfare.
But either way,
the 20s kind of started it, and then the problem. I'm just speaking strictly within the black community is. Black women got lumped into that whole feminist movement.
That was some bullshit.
The influx of welfare, I think, caused a rift between man and woman, and so forth and so on to what we have now, modern day, where it's a bunch of where the dudes look like chicks and the chicks look like dudes, and nobody knows which way is up. And you know what I'm saying, everybody speaks to everybody with this real disrespectful tone, like back in the day you couldn't, even when I was a kid, you didn't talk to people the way people talk to each other now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was outside at the gas station one time. You remember back in the day where, you know, we was underage, but we wanted to get overage stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, we approached a person who was legal, and he's like, "Yo, can you do this for me, please? I'll give you this if you can go give me that." Right.
Yeah,
right.
I gotta stop by some. I'm assuming they were kids or whatever because they couldn't get it themselves. They wanted me to buy them a Swisher. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm over 18 or 21. I don't know what the legal age is anymore. I don't care. Either way, I'm obviously over age.
Right.
And they asked me to do it. But the way they asked me, dog, was just like, I better do it or else.
Right. See,
I will smack the shit out of you out here, little dude.
And let me tell you a story, too. The other day, my stepson, I guess I got into it with these little neighborhood kids, whatever. So he comes back home. These kids come over, and you know they yelling at him, punk ass, whatever. Woo, woo.
See, there was
a
time.
I come outside, and I'm like, "What's the problem?" I said it just like that. So what's the problem? He said, "Oh, he broke my brother's gun and this, and he was talking stuff and this and that." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna deal with that." I was like, "But don't come over on my property, please." Talking to, what the fuck you gonna do? I said, "Look, little motherfucker." I said, "Look, little motherfucker." I said,
96 Gangsta came out.
I said, "Don't come on my fucking property."
Gangsta came out
talking
like,
that shit, and you know, and I started walking towards him because I'm like, "Fuck that," you know what I mean? And he backs up.
Go back to whooping kids in the neighborhood again.
Listen, bro.
Listen,
bro. In Crown Colony, when I got in trouble at Miss King's house, Miss King whooped my ass. Then called Daryl, and when I got home, Daryl whooped that ass. Right. That's just how it was.
You need to get back to the takes a village mentality.
Listen, we don't even know, but here's the thing: we don't even know our neighbors today.
Yeah.
We don't even know our neighbor. There was in Crown Colony 7-8 houses on the block I would go into each day.
Mm-hmm. They would leave the doors unlocked.
You just walk into the house. You don't even know I know my one neighbor across the street. That's it. My one neighbor.
Okay.
But sorry,
we got way off topic. We talking about relationships and stuff. That's good stuff, though.
That is great.
It's good stuff we need to get back to, but who has the power?
I never got.
Who do you think has the power?
But that also involves.
Question.
I'm gonna give you a second. When the man is no longer afraid of the mental attacks, because that's all it is. That's all that really comes from a woman is mental subterfuge, just mental mind. It's just mind games, because that's all she really has. She knows this physically. She's no competition, so she uses just mental tactics to wear you down and break you down. Once you're no longer afraid of that, once you're no longer just a victim to that.
I think you're just talking about weak dudes.
No, it's not. It's not weak dudes. It's men in general, because we believe I have to deal with this. Or we believe that I have to take her shit because this is what women do. No, you don't. And once you wake up and realize I don't have to put up with this shit anymore.
But it's like should a woman put up? But hold on now. But should a woman put up with a man's shit?
No. She has that option too. But once that power is evenly dispersed a little bit more, but the man still has a little bit more because one, protection and provision of the home still falls on you.
Right.
Okay. Ensuring her well-being to some extent still falls on you.
But I'm not thinking. Well, but what you're talking about is a whole different thing from power, though.
No, it's not.
I think it is because
I think you're misinterpreting power.
I don't think I am. Like I said, you said a woman shouldn't have to take that. It's if it is power, it's the abuse of power.
No. Here's why. I'll explain. Here's what I mean. I don't mean the simple, bitch, cook me eggs.
Right.
Or bitch, get in the kitchen. Or go take care of my kids. Okay. I don't mean shit.
Can I ask you, how would you really say that?
What?
You wouldn't say, bitch, make me some eggs. Though.
That's what he just said. He said he wouldn't say that.
He wouldn't say it like that, right?
No.
Right. Okay.
No.
Right.
No, that's what he was saying.
But you will. I mean, I would
I don't
have
want
a
you
problem
to
being like, "What you making?"
To misunderstand you. Is what I'm saying.
No, jeez. No, I would. I do mean like, you can't walk in and be like, "Hey, what are you making? What are we eating for dinner?" Something like that. You can ask. Everything can be done in a respectable way, in a respectable tone. Not everything has to be aggressive or conceived in a negative fashion. I'm simply saying that when you don't care anymore, or not care, but when you just don't fear her retaliation, because all her retaliation really is just, for lack of a better term, a lot of guys, and I've heard guys say this, that I've said this, is bitching and nagging.
Yeah.
If that's your only tool, if that's your only weapon, if that's her biggest tool in the arsenal, that's all you got.
Yeah.
Well, that's not her biggest tool. Her biggest tool is sex. No sex for you tonight. No, bitch. No sex from you tonight. I mean, that's your big gun. That's your ace in the hole. She got bitching, nagging, and sex.
For a lot of people, it is. Well, I'm saying because people can't separate their libido. You know what I'm saying, from just their happiness.
Shit.
No, I'm not saying
no,
I can. I know I can. I
understand what you're saying, but
we had this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it the better part of my life.
I value peace of mind.
Do that to myself.
And this could be an age thing, but I value peace of mind over sex. I will take. I take my money, my time, and my peace of mind.
I think if you realize you're the king of your castle. Mm-hmm. And you treat your queen as that, then you shouldn't have to do any of that stuff, because yes, once in a while a woman might nag, but if you show her that, listen, I'm not going to deal with that once or twice, that if real power, that'll cut that off that one and only time.
You understand? You just agree with everything I said in that sense.
In a way.
Yeah.
You just agree with it.
In a way. I meant in a way.
Thank you.
But what I'm thinking you're failing to hear, and I could be wrong if people want to comment on this, is that it's only a woman that ever nags. The power relies in both. I mean, yeah, nobody in the relationship should ever constantly do that to somebody, man or female, poly. I don't understand what the fuck is going on in the world today. I don't know.
Right.
But nobody should ever do that. So the power, when we talk about power, the power does rely within the man, but has nothing to do with nagging or this and that. That's showing a sign of disrespect. And if your woman continues to do that, then you have no power over her and you don't need to be with her.
Again, you just agreed with me.
Okay. In a sense.
Okay. I've never been married, so I don't know about any of this stuff. I'm just kind of sitting here listening.
What I want to say is...
What I understand, though...
What I want to say is
who has the money has the power.
I don't think
Negative.
So. No.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
At all.
I look at my wife as 50-50 when it comes to our relationship. We both have our things. Yes, I do feel it is my job to protect my house.
Protect and provide. Exactly.
I agree with that 100%. I agree with you. A dude shouldn't fucking just let a woman walk all over them.
Exactly.
Never.
Well, your relationship ain't gonna make it either. Anyway, if your woman walks all over.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly my point.
Same thing with a woman's gonna get sick of a dude that's doing the same thing to her. That relationship's not gonna last. That relationship's not gonna last. That relationship's not gonna last. I mean, let me tell you when that happens. Let me tell you when that's the thing. That's the thing. And
that's what fear?
And that's fear. That's the whole thing. Is that it's not that they're usually by that time that man has mentally done something to that woman for them to stick around, and that's fucked up their whatever, so that's not a healthy relationship either. If a real queen, if a real woman is getting dog like that, no matter the money, no matter whatever they got, she's not gonna fucking sit there and take that. She's not gonna do it. She's not gonna sit there and take that.
It's gonna take a while. if she does bounce. Especially if your money long, she gonna stay.
The reason why I equate it to money is because I'm of the opinion that in a perfect world, perfect society, I would say most women would rather their men be the breadwinner while they stay home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which would give him the power of provision over the family. That's what I'm saying. Why I say money, not just to be overbearing. I mean to reign over his kingdom, which is his home.
Right.
That is, you have to provide for said home. Correct. And I don't think most women want that job. I think nowadays a lot of women have been forced into that job. But in those particular situations, and in a lot of cases, it ain't
I'll agree.
Who are the earners in their household. It's the government.
I will agree. I will agree.
Exactly. So
I'll
really,
agree to an extent. I'll agree to an extent.
So,
but that's also, and this is, women might think I'm taking this wrong, but women being bred from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, to think that that's what they're supposed to fucking do. Is fucking get in the kitchen, fucking take care of the kids.
I don't mean just get in the kitchen. I mean, like, everybody has a role to play.
Right.
And that's. But I'm not trying to be a misogynist.
No, I know. But today, I think
there are certain things outside the home that a woman is not emotionally and physically equipped to deal with.
Like what?
Stress.
Just physical stress.
Oh yeah.
Women can't handle physically. They can't handle great deals of stress.
I'm speaking strictly from a biological standpoint.
I give it to you.
I'm not saying I'm not saying women are inferior or anything like that. I think we're built differently to handle certain things. Yeah, and that's not an accident.
Yeah. And my wife will tell you this, and there's times when we're okay, but there's times where it might be close, and that money is coming, and she's stressing. Yeah. And I'm like, babe,
you refocus.
I'm like, babe, we got this.
You refocus,
it's right? Good. It's all right. She's gotten way better because
she knows.
I've gotten us through those, and we together.
Man, fuck you! Don't try to backtrack.
No. But it's true. But we have. What I'm saying is that she's seeing us together as a unit. As when I tell her it's going to be okay, it's going to fucking be okay.
But to Jay's point, let me ask this question. To Jay's point, do you think that your wife would be better or worse off without you?
She's going to watch this, guys.
The truth is the truth.
Now you're proving my point.
Listen, no. Listen, when we first got together, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? You ain't got to answer that because...
You already answered it.
I know, but she's said this since we've been together. Her life has elevated.
Okay, here I can prove in what
and mine too. Mine too.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Okay, yeah, sure. We'll go with that. But you just said in your own statement, you said she delegates to you. You tell her it's gonna be all right. She stresses, you refocus. And she tells you, or you tell her, it's going to be all right.
Right.
Now, even if you're freaking out in your mind, like, shit, I don't know where the fuck we're going. But you still have to maintain composure.
Yes.
And say, oh, no, we got this. It ain't no worries.
Right.
You literally like 2 drops of pee just came out like, shit, they cutting this shit off. Nigga, we got 8 hours of electricity left. I don't know what the fuck we gonna do. Boy. I don't know how we gonna get this bread. But
that's true.
You maintain a strong composure and you handle it.
True.
Because you are the man of your house.
Right.
Okay. So the fact that protection and provision falls on the man, which means even if y'all split the power 49 to 51, the man still has the power. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, she doesn't want that responsibility. Ideally. Fuck it.
Ideally, yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay.
What I'm basically saying is the way society is set up now, it doesn't really work.
We're not
like
talking
that.
about society. I'm talking about it doesn't really work.
We're not
talking about society. I'm talking about in traditional settings.
Yeah, what I'm saying in traditional
I agree.
settings, I don't disagree with what you're saying.
I mean, if you look at here's one of those things we were talking about earlier. Yes, I love watching I Love Lucy. I'll fucking admit that. You know what I mean? And in that household, Ricky went out, did his thing, came home, and she,
that bitch ran the house from the hours of 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Right.
But she knew when he came home,
it
was time to slip back into a subservient role and be like, he said, Lucy.
And
he wasn't slapping the shit out of her. She just knew he ran this house.
Right. And that's
simple.
how it was. And that's how it was back in the day. And to be honest, I can't even fucking agree with you. I mean, the households of the 40s and 50s, even in the black community, when we had Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
We had that, but that was families. And that's how that structure was ran. Is the man ran the house, and nowadays, here's the problem: is these women are so disrespectful.
Absolutely. Here's part of the problem with that,
and that's the truth.
Yeah, because they come generally from single parent homes, and they're running single parent homes where they are
kids
the dictator.
Kids,
their kids having kids, and the cycle continues. Yeah. So they're not used to having a man. They didn't grow up with a man.
Right.
So now they don't know how to treat a man.
Yeah.
So they don't know how to fall back in this subservient role because they didn't see their mom do it. They didn't see their grandmothers do it. All they know is, fuck you, nigga, we equal. No, bitch, we not. Here's why. Because if you hear something go bump in the night, your bitch ass ain't gonna get up and go check.
Yeah, I gotta.
Is anybody? Are you gonna pull the covers up to your neck and say, "Honey, go check. I heard a noise."
I'm grabbing that thing.
Exactly. You gonna
see
run.
What's happening?
Yeah. If she even tried to get up, you'd be like, "Sit your punk ass down," and I got
call
this.
911. Stay up here, lock the door,
and lock this door. I'll be back. Got that hammer. I'm good.
I hear you.
Fuck out of here. That's where I'm saying provision and protection. That's why the power lies with the man. And the woman wants you to be that. She wants you to come home, slap her on the ass and say, "How was your day?" She don't want you to come in and say, "Hey, honey, how was your day?" All that gentle shit. Oh, I won't talk now. She doesn't want that weak man. They want you to have the power. They want it to be 49 to 51. That's why I say the power lies with the man.
Essentially, what you're saying is, women.
We should have had a woman here.
What?
Yeah, too many women.
We should. I'm just saying.
Yeah, too many women on the show.
Well, I'm saying,
I need to have man talk. This is the men's room.
Essentially, what you're saying is, at the end of the day, the women want men to be powerful.
The women want
to defer to men as far as the power.
They don't want the responsibility in the household. They want to act like they have it, and they want it when they want it. But for the most part, they want to defer to you. And they want you to be in charge and take control. Why? Because they don't want that shit. They don't want to have to think and take care of this and pay those bills.
Damn, bro, you just made me think of something.
Exactly.
And once I'm agreeing with you. Fuck.
Again, that's like 9 in a row, by the way.
So this is, and I feel this is why women call their man daddy, king, all those forms of a powerful person. I mean, think about it. A daddy was the one that raised him up, gave him protection, gave him this and that.
Exactly.
Damn.
See, I'm making you think, and I'm giving you something to think. Everybody thinks I'm just this crazy bastard. I'm not. I got good points, which is why I go back to, if you want me to have responsibility, then I need authority. Kind of piggybacking off what Brad said, which is why I say Adam was not responsible for that fucking bitches bringing the apple over, because he fell victim to her seduction.
No, you're killing your own point with that.
I really am not.
You just said you want, if you're going to be the one with the power, you want the authority. Adam did have the authority in that situation.
Here's the problem.
I mean, that's just not a good example, is what I'm saying.
I know. I'm honestly just wanted to go back to that because I want to say that bitch one more time before I move on. But I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad.
The good point to make with that story is, how, like, a woman can go and fuck up in the streets and they end up killing her man as opposed to her, and then she just goes off and lives her life. It's fine. I mean, she'll wear a T-shirt with his picture on it for a little while till the next like outfit.
I mean, but she did stick with him, and he did stick with her.
Which we talking about, Adam and Eve?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
they have no choice. There was no other bitch.
What was his choices?
You want to see a better example? Let's see what Lauren London does in the next year.
Oh man,
I mean, that's not fair.
Speaking of,
Why?
That's
Why?
not fair.
Why?
Her boyfriend died.
Right.
Okay, so let's see what happens in the next year.
He didn't die as a result of what
she did. No, she didn't. He didn't.
Yeah,
but she also.
But I'm gonna say who is gonna die because of her.
Kodak Black. Kodak
That's
Black.
not gonna be because of her.
No,
That's gonna be because Kodak Black should know his role and shut his mouth.
I think they're gonna kill that dude, bro.
No,
that's to get off that side.
Kodak Black is the quintessential definition of what I was talking about these little disrespectful motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
Before.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? When you was talking about walking out your house because it's like, what you gonna do about it? That's Kodak Black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's Kodak.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get off.
You know
that's actually a good point because that ties into our earlier topic.
Yeah.
Because Kodak Black had an opportunity to take that statement back when T.I. was like, hey man, that dude's just passed.
Right.
Don't say nothing like that disrespectful. Instead of him retracting, it's like, hey, I didn't mean no disrespect. He could have saved face and apologized all at the same time. But because he's one of these goofy motherfuckers, his goofballs, I'm trying not to be misogynist. Just like a goofball, he doubled down on his bullshit and said, well, fuck you then. What you want to do?
Right.
Just say you're sorry. Admit you're wrong.
You fucked up.
It
happens.
How many... You fucked up. You muppet.
You goofy,
just say
stupid.
I'm sorry.
Just say you're sorry.
You ain't even gotta say I'm sorry. Just say, you know what? You're right. And left it at that.
No. You
still could have tried to. Exactly. You gotta double down. You still could have tried to get at Lauren London in a year.
That's how my nigga on Manchester Society. You know you done fucked up. Right?
You know you fucked up, right?
Right.
You know you fucked up. You know, he did. He done fucked up.
Well, no, instead of he doubled down on the horse
and
shit.
He don't realize he fucking with his money, bro. Now he can't go to fucking L.A. You can't do no tour in L.A. You can't go there, bro.
Not without some threat of violence.
Anywhere.
You can't. There's a lot of places. You can't go to Atlanta.
I don't care if they shut this channel down. That guy sucks.
Horrible.
I never heard any of his music.
I have, and it's horrible.
It's terrible, man.
All of them. All of them are
I'll
horrible.
put it to you like this, dog. If it was 1996, they would have tossed him off of a roof for walking in there wanting a record deal.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All I know is the kid that wore the ski mask to
that's a lot
Breakfast
of people
Club.
in the rap game,
horrible.
Okay.
Because the rap game, the pushing of the rap game, predominantly has been artists who are going to promote a certain culture, a culture that's going to keep their for-profit prisons full.
Yes, true.
Yes.
Because in our era, you had bullshit music. You had like Two Live Crew and Booty Shaking. But that's where I'm going with this. But at the same time, you had Common. You had Talib Kweli. You had Nori.
They still out there.
Exactly. And you had bullshit music, but you had something to offset it. You had dumb shit talking about nothing. But at the same time, you had quality music saying, uplift your people, power to people, something quality over here. Yeah. So you had dumb shit when you wanted to be in a dumb shit mood. You had quality shit when you wanted to think over here. It was something to offset. Now everything just sounds.
There's still artists
except for
out there.
J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Jay Electronica.
Nah, I fuck with Hobson. I fuck with Joyner Lucas.
We're getting off subject as far as rappers and all that other shit, but the main point is playing into a complete and utter lack of disrespect for the elders.
Yes.
Now, as children, of course, you know, we wanted to buck against the system because we didn't know any better.
Right.
But now this shit is gone. This disrespect shit is mainstream.
Mainstream. And speaking of, just like this, you know, I seen a video of these three little young women
with the snappers,
and they were on a bus fucking with somebody, and one of them slapped them. That's what I'm talking about, the disrespect. Now this motherfucker hauled off,
beat the shit out of
bus driver uppercut.
Well, not that one, but this is another one.
Favorite.
That and whooped they ass. And
good.
I did not feel bad about that at all.
I rewind that shit. I love to see it.
And that's all. they have fucked up for me, never hitting a woman. They fucked that up for me.
Yeah.
This generation is fucked up.
I've never been of the mind that you shouldn't, like when people say.
I do. I was.
You
should never put hands on.
I
was.
You shouldn't put your hands on nobody.
True.
No, keep your hands to yourself.
Except for
everybody.
But you shouldn't put your hands on anybody. Let me rephrase that. You shouldn't put your hands on anybody unless you absolutely have to.
No, you should whip the fuck out of your kids.
I mean, you shouldn't beat them though.
Not like I'm not talking about fucking throwing blows.
I'm saying, like, I mean, when you get to be an adult,
but let me tell you something though.
Come to blows.
But let me tell you something though. Oh yeah, this stepson, he working on it.
You know,
he working on it.
Hopefully he's guided you enough to that point where you never. That's like, bro, I never tried pops like that. See, that's it, nigga.
I did dirt. When I say I did dirt in the streets, y'all know.
Right.
I did dirt. But let me tell you one thing I never did.
Never bring drama to mama.
Never came with disrespecting moms or pops. I got a little lippy with pops one time. You know how big Cab is. Yeah. Put me on the ground, bro. Yeah. Never again. And I still, you know.
So I have seen the error of my ways.
Yeah.
I apologize.
It's just mind baffling. And I think that goes what we're talking about when it comes to relationships, because a relationship, you're molding children together. Mm-hmm. And so if your fucking household is fucked up, your children finna be fucked up.
Exactly.
You know? So that's why I said I was glad when I was out of, you know, little man's life for that time. Because I could have really fucked up his mind state. I could have really put him on a path of destruction.
The good thing is that you were able to come back and be like,
exactly.
I was fucked up then. I wouldn't have been any good for you. And here's the real.
Yeah, and me and him sat down and talked about it. And I had to earn that respect. I had to earn that trust from him and the grandparents, and I got that back. You know, but yeah, man, relationships. I get what you're saying, Jay. I do. You know what I'm saying. I just want to make sure that it's felt that nobody should be And I look at you say power. I look at it as respect. Whatever, same difference. You know what I mean? You could disagree. That's fine.
I don't know if I necessarily disagree yet.
You know.
Okay, I give you that. There should be respect, mutual respect. I give you that.
And when you get that mutual, okay. For example, and I don't ask my wife to do this. You know what I'm saying? But when she does cook, she brings me that plate. Mm-hmm. I don't have to say, well, why didn't you fucking bring me no plate or nothing like that. She does it because she respects her man, and she knows that, you know, I'm the provider. Yeah. And
see, I got into an argument.
And I do things for my wife too, but you got to do things for them too.
It's give and take. It's give and take. But at the same time, you have to set that example. You have to establish that early on.
Think of a joke though. Sorry,
you do.
I got
give and take. Like, I'm giving this ass woman, you gonna take it.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
Women,
I
don't.
You go to hell. That's a good one.
I'm gonna do that.
I don't
I just thought it
that.
was funny. You know?
Whatever.
I just thought it was funny.
I will Pearl River plunge a bitch.
I know.
And make sure y'all putting y'all comments on here too. Make sure y'all putting y'all comments what y'all think.
I would never.
Is it respect or is it power? Y'all tell us.
It's a combination of both. But
okay, I'm talking to the people.
I think the original question that Jay put out there was, who has the power?
And it scared me.
Who has the power?
And I believe it's the man.
It should be.
It should be.
You brought up a point, and I wanted to touch on that before we went to the ass whooping joke he made. I wanted to touch on that. When you say your old lady makes you a plate and brings you a plate, I hope that people out there know she should be making your plate before she makes the kid's plate. And I got into an argument one time with a woman about that.
Oh, the kid makes his own fucking plate.
I know, but I'm talking about when the kids are little.
You're being so fucking technical right now. I know what he's talking about.
Because when the kids are little, it sets an example. It teaches the kids, oh, he's the dominant one. Daddy's the man of this house, and he's the most important. And I'm an asshole enough to where when my plate sat in front of me, I'll look down at the kid like, yeah, you ain't shit.
I can agree with that.
I still run this.
I'm not gonna
because I've seen people be like, no, my kids got to eat first. Fuck them kids. The kids don't pay no bills here. I run this.
Yeah.
That's a backwards dynamic.
I agree. I agree with that. No, he's agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying my observation
kids
was.
Come.
That's
what?
fucking stupid.
I'm going to throw this out there.
It causes entitlement.
There it is.
It causes entitlement when you do that to a fucking. I'm sorry, I took your talking point.
No, that was going to be my point, but you made it. So it's fine.
Causes entitlement when you do that. When you feed the kids. And then feed one kid, feed the next kid, then get daddy his plate. It sends a message to the kid like, "Oh, haha, I'm more important than you. I will kick you out of your chair, you little motherfucker."
Right?
You're not. You send the message to the kid that dad's most important.
Yeah.
He eats first because he makes sure you have food. Mm-hmm. He makes sure you have lights, video games, clothes on your back,
and I'm trying to
water to wash your ass.
I'm trying to deal and I talk about. I keep it real. I talk about my life and how my life is, and because if nobody talks about it, nobody will fucking understand. So my it's my son. I don't like saying stepson. I took the role as father, but he's turning 12 and getting these little hormones, and I swear God has a sense of humor because it's one of those. Remember how you were? Guess what? This one's gonna be 100 times worse, motherfucker. Bow. And so he's getting a mouth on him, and as stepdad, people are so worried about. I'm stepdad. This is not. Fuck that. This nigga's in my house.
That's how you gotta be.
He's finna learn. And
I didn't learn.
I don't like that. He's just doing my kid shit. Y'all married? Those your kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I'm agreeing with you.
That was the role I took.
That's the role I took. That is my child.
These are mine. Yeah, that's the role I took.
That nigga's in. I don't know where the fuck he at. Somewhere.
If this kid and he's not biological mine, just go with it.
Right. So
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I'm like, listen, he's gonna learn, and it's coming. I'm, he's pushing his little boundaries, but I still love him, and because I love him, I would do him injustice by just letting him fucking do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, you're not really helping.
You're not doing. That's not. I appreciate the ass whoopings my dad gave me.
How ignorant we were as young adults. I mean, just as kids, man.
Yeah. Oh, trust me.
Just ignorant as hell.
He didn't pull him to the side one day and just went, "Look, man, I'm gonna tell you the truth between me and you. I don't give a shit what happened to you. I don't give a shit if you fail and succeed. I don't give a shit if you turn out to be a governor or a garbage man. I just want you to get the fuck out." So I'm gonna ride this shit out because you 12.
Well, the 18-year-old.
So I got 6 years left to put up with your little bitch ass.
Listen, the 18-year-old learned that.
See?
Because he was actually a day before his birthday. He was gone. But, it is what it is, And
no, he did what?
What?
You said the day before he turned 18, he did what?
Tossed out.
He was gone. He left.
He just left on his own?
No, he was told to leave.
Oh, because he was trying you?
And I just had to wait. I had to wait till 18, but I said, you know what? A few hours ain't gonna hurt.
Enough, yeah.
Get rocks.
And here's where I love my wife because listen, I think, and I'm gonna say it, kids break up marriages a lot, especially step kids break up marriages because the mom wants to side with the child when the child's fucking wilding out. You know what I mean? My wife's like, listen, she's wilding out. We're not gonna take that. He says you gotta go. And
that was
and we're not gonna let nobody run our house at all.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And I love him. And I'm not gonna. My mom kicked me out when I was 17. Shit, shipped me off when I was 18 in Atlanta.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out.
You can't stay.
Back then, she ain't care about no fucking 18, this and that.
Luckily for me, I never got kicked out.
I did, man. You know me, bro. Though.
I think
y'all was good, man.
But no, my dad. Your dad is bigger than you, but my dad.
Yeah,
he made it known real early, like he never verbalized it. He never once said it, but I knew. I was like, if I come in here and say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, this dude ain't got no problems with dragging me in here. I don't mean like he gonna take off his belt. No, I mean, like, little unknown fact about my dad. My dad knows like martial arts.
I knew that.
So it ain't gonna be.
Yeah, I knew that.
It ain't gonna be no. It's not gonna go like you think. It's not gonna be like I'm gonna take my belt off and I'm gonna put it across your ass. No, it's gonna be.
I'm gonna fuck you
square
up.
No, you know my dad used to be a bodybuilder. Y'all remember the
Right?
arms?
Yeah, I'm saying
He was a bodybuilder, bro.
Square up, square up.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Right.
Why are you still talking? Square up. So
That's how
I think
it
that
was.
was always in the back of my mind. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna test him. I'm gonna learn. I had to learn how to be sneaky. That was what I took away from it, though. But whatever.
I'm fucking with him. But that's the whole thing, man. A man has to listen. A man has to gotta take charge, bro.
I mean,
I will give hats off to you, Jay. I look at it as more of a respect thing, but what you're talking about. But yeah, you have to have power over your house. You just do.
I get it. I got one example.
So who has the power in a lesbian relationship?
Man, whoever brought the strap on.
he said
Whoever brought the strap on.
But see, that's why
There's usually always one femme though.
But see, that's why I said money.
That's
though.
true.
And that
Not
particular,
really even that.
no, I think in
It's
that
the-
arrangement is who makes the money.
I don't think it is. I think one generally.
I don't know. I'm not. Sorry,
generally,
lesbians. I was
but,
just playing.
I mean,
My
I'm
friends.
just guessing.
I got lesbian friends.
one generally takes the femme role, and one usually takes the masculine role.
Before we do this, I would like to not go down this rabbit hole. I
Yeah,
just
that's
wanna say because that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, no, I know.
'Cause I don't know anything about that.
I was trying to joke, but
I do. I like the motherfuckers. They ain't bothering me.
Well, I didn't say they bother me. I just said I don't know anything
Well, y'all know all
about
my
the
friends
dynamics of
is-
the relationship, so I'm not even gonna try.
yeah, no, I know. I don't know.
Attempt it, But
I know
mean,
some, and we can bring them on and
Well, I mean,
Later
time.
we can
This
discuss
show is
it.
about getting understanding,
Right.
and learning.
We don't know that.
Like I don't know.
Yeah, we
so
don't know
anytime it's like somebody comes in here, it's gonna be, hey, tell us about this or tell us about that.
you.
Or I mean,
Yeah.
even if we do a show where we just sitting here shooting the shit, that's still gonna be like, hey, so let's Jay, get it off your chest.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Kind of like tonight.
Right. We ain't gonna just talk about shit we
whatever.
don't know about.
But,
I got plenty more.
Due to time constraints, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this part of the show. Of course, this is the Shake Up Guys, Jay, and I'm Brad, and this is J Rock joining us in studio. And
Hopefully see y'all some more.
He's gonna be
Hopefully
back.
I'll see y'all some more.
We're gonna have a discussion about this
Yeah.
in the next couple of episodes. So
Hold on.
What you want to say, bro?
I wanted to end this with just really quick. Damon Wayans, the comedian actor, long time ago. Shut up, Hunter. Long time ago, when he was still doing stand up, he had this great joke. He said, somebody told me Mike Tyson was looking for me. He said, I was legitimately scared. He's like, I was running around like standing in a puddle of piss. He said he's like, I'm at a party. Somebody tells him Mike Tyson, pissed myself. He said he's at the same party. A couple hours later, he said somebody comes up to him and was like, hey, Michael Jackson's looking for you. He heard about that joke you made about him. And he was like, so? Men have to take that approach with your women. Your woman is not Mike Tyson. She's Michael Jackson. She can't do a motherfucking thing to you except moonwalk out your life. So just treat it like so.
Some women can whoop some ass, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because
There ain't a woman on God's green earth that.
Yeah, no.
Probably not.
Just saying.
But I mean, whatever. I don't feel like I should.
But I'm not fucking with.
I'm not trying to.
fucking Ali's daughter either. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say rule.
I wasn't saying. I'm talking about my own personal thing. Because I'm not trying to rule over women. I just.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Just remember something. Okay.
I don't want to do that.
I don't need you.
That's the gist of it. That's the gist of it.
So if I'm with you, it's because I want to be. And how about
I like that.
You extend me the same respect that
I like
extend
that.
you.
I like that. I like that, Brad.
Simple like that.
We can piggyback on that a little further.
We can go into that later, but for right now,
All right.
again, I'm Brad, and that's Jay. Joining us was J Rock. He'll be back, y'all.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
And for now, we are out. So, peace.